back, Tiger fans, to another Tiger Den video. We got the Geelong preview today. I finally spat that one out. It's a massive game. It's exciting. This week, for the first time in a long time, I'm pretty sure that all the top 8 sides are going to play each other. So we're in for some unreal footy. Both sides in great form. Geelong probably dipping under the radar a little bit. No one's really pumping them up too much, too excited about them. But they're quietly getting the job done, and they're above us in the ladder by a couple of games, I think. So they're playing some really good footy. We're in good form, coming off a big win against the Blues. So up and about, it's going to be awesome. We've got a good history with the Cats. As of late, especially, obviously a few final series against them, some good home and away clashes as well, which they do tend to get the upper hand on us during the season. And, you know, as we know, we've gone on to beat them in finals when it probably counts that little bit more. But, you know, we still want to get these home and away wins, bank them up, especially going into the back end of the season where we probably are catching up a little bit. Earlier on in the year, we probably had a few games that we let slip that, you know, we definitely shouldn't have. So going forward, we're going to need to win these ones. And I think this is a massive test for us. The Blues was huge last week. It's almost another step this week against the Cats. We're lucky it's a home Geelong game, but they're playing it at the G, not down at GMHBA, which suits us massively because we know how big of an impact Geelong can have down there in Geelong. But we'll get into it. We have been playing a very good brand of football, I believe. I think our pressure is back. Our surge mentality is back. We're playing similar style of football to we were in our premiership days, and we actually are second in the comp at the moment for scoring. I'm pretty sure we're first for scoring from turnovers. So we've got some good stats behind us, but the one thing that I don't think we're doing is being damaging enough with the ball. I mean, I mentioned it in the Carlton review, but we had 76 inside 50s and we only won the game by 15 points. Now, you know, we're probably lucky Carlton's backline was slightly depleted. I think against a stronger backline, we're going to, you know, if we're doing that, we're really going to struggle. So we need to capitalise a lot more on those inside 50s because we're winning the footy, we're getting it in there, and we're just not finishing off our hard work. And I think that's going to be the difference between really contending and just sort of being thereabouts at the end of the year. So hopefully going forward, we'll be all right. You know, we've got a good record as of late, like I said. We always do struggle mid-season. So Geelong, we beat them in the finals, struggle midway through the year. And we both have a lot of ageing stars. You know, I mean, Cochin obviously isn't playing, but we've got Jack, Shedder, Lambert, Dusty, Grimes, Tarrant. These guys at the latter end of their career. And then you look at Geelong and they've got Selwood, Dangerfield, Hawkins, Cam Guthrie's even getting a bit older. Mitch Duncan's getting a bit older. They've got these guys that are sort of toward the back end of their career. So we're very similar sort of places, I guess, in terms of where we're at as lists. So it's going to be real tight, real contested, which we love. I'm just checking my notes down here with things I need to say. And Geelong do play a very structured, slow, composed style of footy. That really hasn't changed over the years, I guess, nor is our style, which is the exact opposite of what they do. And we know what they do going forward, but stopping it is another thing altogether. And obviously that's what Geelong is good at, is, you know, taking the opposition's strengths away from them. So for us, it's obviously that fast surge ball movement. If they take that away from us, we're kind of left a little bit lost. And they've been really good at that in the past, and we're going to try and stop that this week and play our brand and, you know, not allow them to play theirs, because once they get on top of us, they're really hard to catch back up against. So I think one thing we do need to stop or be better at is, like I said, our execution inside 50, but also, so whilst we're in the arc, execute better towards goal, but also execute a lot better going into the 50. Because blokes like Tom Stewart, who I think we really got to keep a close eye on, he's a deal breaker for a lot of games. I mean, you see games where people put a lot of attention into him and he doesn't have much of an influence. You're more likely to beat Geelong when he's not playing well than you are when he is on. So keep an eye on him. I think don't tag him. It's not really our brand to tag, but just keep an eye on him, keep him accountable. Don't let him just do whatever he pleases down there, because that's really going to hurt us. But like I said, going inside 50, their ball movement is so slow, and that's the way they like it. If we surge it in there and go quick, but also hit targets, they're going to find it very hard to stop, because that's not how they're set up. It's not what they're good at, and we can really take advantage of that. So that's what I'm thinking. And I guess we're just hoping for a bit of rain. We've had it against the Blues. We haven't really had much this year, but the rain will suit us a lot. Once again, I've said it about 6 times in this video, but our surge style of football, it suits the wet weather, because you can just kick it on the ground, get it forward at all costs. It doesn't have to be clean. We don't need it to be clean. And then in terms of selection and, you know, who we want in these kind of conditions, I want Rioli in the side. He came on for 5 or 10 minutes against the Blues last week, and the game looked different. It looked so much more alive every time I went forward with him near it. His pace, his defensive pressure as well. When we don't have the footy, it's incredible. I want him in the team. I want Maurice Rioli in our team, and until he has a really poor game, I'm not going to say otherwise. So I want Rioli back in the side. Jack Ross killed it on the weekend in the VFL. With Cochin not playing, you'd imagine that he would come and fill that role. He's done it all year. When there's injuries, he comes in, and I think he plays a really good role. When he plays that inside mid, that's his position, not the wing, not even an outside. He needs to be that inside midfielder, a little like Cochin plays, and I think Ross does a good job at that. So I'd imagine he'll come in. I'm hoping Robbie Tarrant gets up. It's unconfirmed, but I think it's more likely than not. He's trained really well by all reports. So I think Robbie Tarrant will get up. But then do we bring in a Ben Miller or a Biggie Nguyen to come and take that? Well, apologies for that. The camera absolutely shit itself then. It cut out. I think I ran out of storage. But I think where I was getting at back then was, yes, if Robbie Tarrant can get up, he goes to Tom Hawkins, no doubt. They're both not the quickest blokes, not the most agile blokes out there, but they're built, they're strong. And I think Tarrant is sort of, his body type and the way he plays is perfect to take Tom Hawkins, which is massive because we need someone that can lock him down and match him strength-wise. I still think Tomahawk, doesn't matter how strong you are, he's going to outbody most people, but I think Robbie Tarrant's probably our best bet there. And then, like I said, if we bring in a Ben Miller or a Biggie Nguyen just to help Grimes, Gibcus, all those guys out with Jeremy Cameron, it'll be a massive help to winning this game. But like I said, hopefully Tarrant gets up. We don't have to worry too much about that. Kane Lambert, another one. He's a week-by-week basis. He's massive for us. We really want him every week, obviously, and hopefully the 9-day break helps that. Helps his chances of getting up and playing this game because he's so vital to the way that we go about it. So, if he plays, I think we usually win more often than not when Kane Lambert's out there, so we'll have to wait and see. But other than that, I think they're probably our ones, aren't they? I mean, does Soldo come in? I say yes. I think we need that extra ruckman. Especially against Geelong. They've got some good tools there that can really body their way around. And, we had Bolter last week, but I don't want to see Jack Reward in the ruck again, especially if he's up against Reece Stanley or something like that. So I think we go with Nank and Ivan Soldo again, give Soldo another crack at it. The two ruckmen I think will help a lot, especially with that midfield battle, which we were so good with last week, but I reckon we might need them this week. So I have to wait and see. The biggest one for me, though, is bring in Maurice Rioli. We need him. We love him. We love what he's about, and hopefully he can help us to a big win this week against the Cats. 4:35, I'm not loving the time. Twilight on a Saturday, MCG, just make it Saturday night. Top 8 clash, just make it Saturday night. I don't know why that would be a twilight game at the G, but anyway, I don't do the fixturing, clearly. I think I do a much worse job at it, but I'm not happy with this one regardless. So despite that, hopefully we get a big win. Get down if you can. We want the crowd numbers up and about, especially in this back end of the year. Show all the support we can, and hopefully the Tigers can get a big win. And I guess I'll speak to you all for the Geelong review, where hopefully talking about a massive, massive Tigers win. So until then, go Tigers.